Good evening and welcome to Hungary Report, Station of Public Media and One's Foreign Language News Hour. I'm Csenga Gabriela Ibolya with today's news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin. Let's begin. Gergely Gulyás announced entry restrictions in connection with the coronavirus pandemic. The minister in charge of the Prime Minister's office emphasized that Hungary has become one of the safest countries in Europe in terms of the pandemic. For this to remain the case, the virus must be prevented from being brought back into the country.
Closed shops, empty restaurants and patrolling police on abandoned streets. This is how Hungary looked during the curfew. Thanks to the effective protective measures, restrictions were lifted on the 4th of May, first in the countryside and then gradually in the capital as well. Today, Hungary is one of the safest countries in the whole of Europe when it comes to the coronavirus. However, protective measures haven't been as effective everywhere in the world, Gergely Gulyás pointed out. This explains why the Hungarian government reinstated travel restrictions. We can only avoid reinstating measures restricting our everyday lives if we manage to keep the virus outside our borders, Gergely Gulyás explained. Stricter border control will take effect on Wednesday. Countries were classified in 3 different categories based on their number of coronavirus infections. Countries where the degree of infections is severe were classified red. Countries where the degree of infections is less severe were classified as yellow. And countries where the degree of infections is low were classified green. People coming from these countries can enter Hungary without any medical inspection. Hungarian citizens and their relatives entering from yellow or red countries will have to undergo a health check at the border and quarantine for 14 days. People can be exempt from this measure if they present 2 consecutive negative coronavirus tests taken 48 hours apart within the previous 5 days of their entry. Hungarian citizens coming from a yellow country depart quarantine after a single coronavirus test, while those from red countries will need 2 negative tests to do so. The same rule applies to non-Hungarian citizens from yellow countries, but those from red ones will be forbidden entry altogether. The government will review the list of countries and their classification on Wednesdays, and if necessary, the number of countries in the yellow or red categories may be expanded.
It is unacceptable for Hungary that the European Union is to make the disbursement of a loan intended to help the economy subject to political or ideological conditions. István Simicskó spoke about this on Kossuth Radio's program Vasárnapi Újság. The leader of the KDNP's parliamentary group added that the proposal for a resolution submitted to Parliament contains the Hungarian expectations that must be met in order for Hungary to support the borrowing of the €750 billion loan.
The Parliament will discuss the EU's loan plan on an extraordinary session next Tuesday. EU leaders urge the member states to borrow €750 billion to ease the damages caused by the coronavirus. Ruling parties believe Hungary can only support the shared EU loan with specified conditions, which, among others, includes that the money should be divided fairly and proportionately between member states, for the loan to be used only for launching of economic growth, safeguarding employment and creating new jobs, also for the amount not to be accessible based on political conditions. On Kossuth Radio's Sunday news show, KDNP's parliamentary group leader said that the EU loan is a high-profile matter which has to be discussed by the Parliament as well. István Simicskó emphasized that it matters whether the loan would cause long-term indebtedness or the realization of important goals. We would like for the EU not to put Hungary under any political or ideological pressure, therefore to impose a loan to conditions regarding immigration, for instance, to make us change our standpoint, or regarding the rule of law is unacceptable. We cannot allow Hungary or the Hungarians to be extorted, István Simicskó explained. Many other countries are unsatisfied with the EU draft budget and the monetary fund drafted for the pandemic crisis. Finland said there's a lot to work on the €750 billion economic recovery package, while the Czech Republic believes that the money distribution conditions are also rather unfavorable.
20 to 25% more students apply for 1 job each, as there are now fewer job opportunities due to the coronavirus. The area around Lake Balaton is especially popular this year. The salary is adjusted to the minimum wage, but qualified language-speaking students can earn upwards of 1,000 forints per hour.
This is Vivian's first time behind the counter. She would like to sell ice cream until the end of summer. Then she would continue her high school studies. I came here because I'm a student and I would like to earn money during the summer. I didn't plan what I want to do, but I found this interesting, so I came here, Vivian said. Here in Siófok, student jobs started again about 2 weeks ago. High school and university students are hired in shops and cafes. It's great help for us that we can work together with such loyal young people. They're very hardworking and helpful, and I also believe this is a very good opportunity for them at this early stage of their career, this woman explained. This cafe hires students every summer. This year they hired 4. They work 4 to 8 hours every day and earn 1,000 forints per hour. Those who do well will be offered a higher wage next year. 20 to 25% more people are looking for jobs compared to last year. However, the number of employers hasn't grown, only the supply. There are fewer job opportunities, primarily due to the coronavirus. However, students are also hired for programming and web development. It's interesting, for example, in the automobile industry, manufacturing and selling has dropped significantly, but more people were hired in development than usual. Companies are tending to move in this direction, this manager said. Home office is also becoming more and more popular. Nearly 30% more students do it now than before. This is also due to the fact that during the pandemic, students switched to digital learning, and therefore they use computers better and more quickly in their work too.
So far, there is no evidence that bears have actually roamed around Petőfi-bánya and around Normaffa in the capital. Reports were received from both sites and a search was launched, but no traces of the furry predators were found. However, according to experts, caution does not hurt because it cannot be ruled out that a bear may stray around populated areas.
The mayor of Petőfi-bánya in Heves County demonstrates where the bear could have crossed over with its 2 cubs. 2 runners saw the bears by the local cemetery on Wednesday morning. The Buk National Park Directorate has started the investigation of the case on that day. Péter Juhász informed that up until now, the experts haven't found anything indicating bears being in the area. No evidence was found indicating bears. However, bears have been seen around the area 15 kilometers away at Pasto. Therefore, they can't fully rule out its presence nor its occurrence, the mayor explained. And this is the Normaffa area, where people come to hike all the time. Bears were believed to be seen on Thursday evening here too. According to the experts of Pilis Park Forest and Normaffa Park, the chance of the person who reported the incident actually seeing bears is small, but it cannot be ruled out completely. As far as we know, no other incident of bears has been reported since. The director of the bear farm at Veresegyháza spoke to M1 News channel saying not to get close to the cubs if they ever come across any. The caretakers of the farm are held by their routine when it comes to dealing with the cubs. We should appear taller and raise our voice. A bear kept in captivity acts similar to a bear living in the wild. The bear living in the wild will try to escape from us if he has a chance, Bálint Kuli noted. Recently, bear sighting has become more frequent in Hungary. In recent weeks, bear footprints have been found at the area of Bercel in Nógrád County.
Ipolytarnóc in Nógrád County is one of the green wonders of the country. Visitors can get acquainted with fossils in the nature reserve here. The spectacular exhibit evokes the world of Jurassic Park with shark teeth, exotic plants that lived millions of years ago, and ancient world creatures. And the largest Greek cave in the Mecek, the Abaliget Sector-like cave, is a popular destination among tourists. Legend has it that the locals fled here from the Turks and struck their attackers on the other side of the mountain, finding another exit. The cave system is now fully developed and a bat museum awaits visitors. And that's all for now, but don't forget you can catch Hungary Reports every night after 11 o'clock news and online as always. Do stick around and watch our German, Russian and Chinese language news. Thank you for watching and have a lovely evening.